the insurance space is there is not a whole lot of technology that is catered to this group. There isn't a CRM that is built for insurance agencies. I've gone on so many meetings and talked to so many people, and there isn't a system where it can talk to the account management and then import data into our email list.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, this is Max Tibbin from WriteForMe, and you're listening to another episode of the Business Ninjas podcast. We meet the experts who are making things happen and scaling their businesses. And today we're talking about C&S Insurance with Emily McSweeney, who is the Director of Marketing at C&S Insurance. Emily, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Max. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you. And C&S Insurance, obviously in the insurance space, been around for 65 years, which in my opinion is incredible. So I'm definitely excited to understand a little bit more about what's going on at C&S, and hearing how things have evolved or changed even over the past few months, but also like the evolution of the company too. But before we jump into the organization, our Business Ninjas community is built of executives, entrepreneurs, and lots of sales and marketing leaders like yourself. And I know you transitioned from a fast-paced hospitality environment into insurance space. So I'd love it if you could kind of share with the community a little bit about yourself, your role, and also potentially some of the things that you're focused on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was a great intro. My name is Emily. Like you said, I've been working in the hospitality space for 10 years, and I loved it. It was exactly the kind of position I wanted to be in, and it made me learn and create systems and value so much faster than I think. I always say going to grad school, right? So I think that really helped get into a position where I could grow. I started as a graphic designer, and I worked my way up into management, and then as a director. I've been in director role for about 5 years now. That's something I'm very proud of. I had a unique position because I was creative marketer. So that aligned me to work on, branding concepts and growth through social media and design, photography, video. But what I found fascinating really was the digital aspect and how data can influence customers. And I think that's why I really wanted to shift over to just marketing, even though I still love that creative space, if that makes sense. I oversaw 11 different brands that varied all across the East Coast of the United States, from restaurants to family entertainment centers to car washes to hotels. So when I made the decision to transition from hospitality to the insurance space, it was definitely a big jump, but I was very ready for it. I think I'm the type of individual that loves a challenge, and I love learning new things, and I didn't know anything about it. And I think what I really loved about C&S is the leaders asked me those questions in the beginning, day one interview. Why do you want to move from this space? And I said, I don't know anything about it. And I hope that doesn't, deter you from moving forward with my interview, because I want to learn and I want to know more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something interesting about the insurance space is it's always going to be there. It's always going to be around. The company's been around for 65 years. And it's very consistent, ongoing business. But obviously there's a lot of kind of nuances that people need to learn if they're looking to get into this space, I'm sure. Like, what have you learned so far about being in the insurance space and how it differentiates from hospitality?
Well, you definitely cannot discount insurance. So that was one of the biggest things. I was like, oh, that's silly of me to assume that you could do that. So I think it's just learning how your customers, interact with your business and their needs and wants and how you can service them, um, is is the main thing that I've known, but I've been learning more in depth because of how important the customer service is. I mean, I kind of got thrown into an office space and I hear the account managers and I hear them talking to these people, and it's really nice to hear these stories and to learn about it. And I think the wheels started turning on how I can get more information out of the systems that we have for our account management system into marketing, right? I want to learn how I can build that list, how we can learn more about our leads. And I'm very, very focused on that because I want to know everything about our customers so we can better work with them. And I think that I like that I'm in a space where I'm able to focus on that. Whereas previously, hospitality was so fast paced, so in your face, and I like being able to problem solve a big issue. And what I've noticed about the insurance space is there is not a whole lot of technology that is catered to that this group. There isn't a CRM that is built for insurance agencies. I've gone on so many meetings and talked to so many people, and there isn't a system where it can talk to the account management and then import data into our email list. So I think that's one of the things that I found most interesting and probably most challenging at the same time.
Mhm. I'd be interested to see like what is some of that technology that the team is actually using. But before we get into that, like let's talk a little really quickly about actually who are your customers? Like what are maybe even some of the verticals you potentially service as well? Love to understand that.
So our customers are everybody. So everybody, your neighbors, your family, your friends, and business owners. We serve 50% of our business is personal lines, homes, auto, umbrella, and the other 50% is commercial. So we service transit companies, builders, remodelers, landscapers, uh, cannabis. We have brewery insurance, and that's one of the things that I found most interesting of their how unique the needs are for business owners, and especially, let's say, builders. They have to have all all different policies for electricians, plumbers, you know, people coming in to do their roofing. There's all different categories that and niches that you have to serve, and there are different policies about that. And it takes a lot, and I think that we have such an amazing group of sales and experts that know about these different areas of our business, and I think that definitely separates us from other people.
That makes a lot of sense. And, I think to kind of give people a better idea about CNS and why someone would choose you over, the hundreds of other options that are potentially out there. A little bit interesting of a way to do this because I know you're in insurance, not B2B tech, but I've always imagined myself being on Shark Tank pitching ideas or being the shark myself potentially. So like, I love it if you can kind of give us the elevator pitch for CNS. Like what problems specifically and challenges are you guys solving for your customers and why do they go with you?
I think CNS brings a unique level of service that other agencies don't offer. We have over 30 carriers that can come up with different plans to meet our customers' needs, and we are big enough to compete with the largest insurance companies out there. We have the people, we have the industry experts, we have account managers who work with you and they know you, they know your name. But we're small enough where we care. We care about our customers. We care about your family, your friends, and we consider C&S to be an extension of your family. And I think that is exactly what separates us from everyone. And one of the reasons why I wanted to join this company.
Yeah, it sounds like that's a little bit about kind of your secret sauce for sure. The service aspect, kind of the white glove aspect, and being there for people when they're in need, or when there's issues that come up in their lives or with their businesses as well. So like, why would someone, choose you, right? Why do customers choose you over the competition when they are thinking about, changing carriers or getting a different premium, right? Like, what is it about that C&S that gets you guys in the door with some of these other organizations? Let's focus on the B2B part of it as well.
I think that we can make a policy that can meet the needs of really any kind of business. I think that there are ways that we can save you money. There's ways we can package things and bundle things, especially our commercial clients who then move to our personal lines as well. And we see that a lot. We see a lot of referrals for very, very big accounts because of the level of service and the level of care that we provide our customers.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And you're servicing a pretty targeted geographic region, right? Is there a focus only in Massachusetts? Are you focusing on other states as well? Just kind of curious about that really quick.
Yeah, I mean, we're marketing to everyone. We have customers in Massachusetts, but we also have customers in California, Texas, Florida. A lot of our customers have multi-homes, vacation homes, so we service those in their vehicles in different states as well. Uh,
Gotcha. So how does marketing then play a role in helping the business stand out in your area, and I guess, across the continental United States?
I firmly believe, showing and not telling. I want to highlight our customers and how much they mean to us and our business, and highlight our employees and our team. We have an amazing team of over 50 individuals, and they are all amazing and they all care. I think that was one of the biggest things I kind of walk into, is seeing all of these testimonials and figuring out how we're going to share those with our customers. I believe in, one of my focuses is really, uh, short form video and getting audio and video of our customers and our employees, because we want to show them. We want to show their faces. We want to show their businesses. We want to show their families, because that's those are our core values at CNS. I think I think we've done a really good job setting up our website for search and optimizing it. I think a lot of the things that I want to do is continue that growth, continue, beating those numbers, and having a healthy website, and writing content and making new content that is going to help our customers learn more about what we're doing for them, as well as creating a social media presence that is interesting, informative, and engaging. I think there are a lot of opportunities to do that in the insurance market. I haven't seen many of the agencies who, you know, kind of compare to what we do, doing anything super special. And I want to be the person to do that. That is my goal. I want to almost create a new niche of, social media marketing for CNS.
So is that why they brought you on? Like, what is your North Star? 'Cause I know you mentioned socials. I'm sure you had to come with the marketing strategy for educating potential customers and, transitioning industries into the insurance space. Like, what is the North Star that you're working on right now from a marketing perspective?
So for the North Star for us, I think it's a little different than why I was brought on. I think I think what we're really focused on is creating a CRM and making sure systems are organized, and we're we're never ever making anyone, you know, waiting on an answer. Not that we do, but making sure it's automated and making sure people are getting the information they need. And that's one of my biggest goal for the year, is to have that complete by 2024. It's a big goal, but it's something that we're going to take the time and do. I think one of the reasons um, they brought me on to this company is my experience with growth. I started in hospitality, and one of the restaurant brands under that umbrella had 7 locations in 2017, and there's 39 now restaurants. So I think um, my leaders are looking to grow and merge and acquire different agencies if it's the right fit. And I've already seen that happen in 3 months, and it's really exciting because I'm the type of person who loves to grow and learn, and I think that is why we align so well.
So what I'm hearing is your focus is in a few different areas. I'm hearing removing friction in the buying process potentially, or partnering process. So optimizing the website, optimizing systems for and for faster conversations, whether that's with, with a producer, with an agent, or with their account manager. So technology definitely can help you out with that from a go-to-market standpoint and from a customer service standpoint. So that sounds like one thing that you're headlining, along with optimizing optimizing your social, optimizing marketing around customer testimonials. And the last thing that I'm hearing is looking at different ways to continue to grow your accounts and grow business by potentially even targeting other agents or smaller agents by looking at what it would be like to partner up with them as well. Am I kind of hearing like that's, again, how you guys are planning to grow and scale right now?
Yeah, you're spot on, Max. I think that is exactly really what we're focused on. And but I think the difference is we're still always going to be a family-owned agency, and I think that's also so important to growth as well.
Mhm. So what's something that, the agency itself, I'm sure there's a lot of meetings that are going on internally. We're in we just started, well, we're about to get into Q2, right? And I'm sure there's some goals that were set at the beginning of this year at kickoffs, right? So I'm sure there's some metrics that the teams are measuring internally. So what's something that is a tangible, measurable outcome that marketing is focused on achieving potentially by the end of this year? Is there something you want to be celebrating by then?
Yeah, I think I created a marketing promotional calendar for the calendar year, and I want to be able to reach the community and reach the local market, as well as kind of servicing everything else we've been talking about. I think it's really important to be in the community and showing the community that we care. I think we created we're creating a program, C&S Cares, and we're going to pick local organizations to give back to and really show these people how much we care and how much we want to be in the community. And I think that will help grow as well. We want to welcome our customers, and we also want to be welcomed into new markets.
Mhm. Community outreach, I can see, is extremely important for a company like yourself. You're in the neighborhood. You want to be, working with people that are in the area for sure, and have your name out there. And then from what I heard earlier is, in order to get in front of people like me in California, is the social approach, is that the biggest way that you're trying to reach a bigger mass? Or, are you guys doing outbound campaigns? Like what does the marketing process look like to reach a little bit, cast a little bit of a wider net, I guess?
Yeah, I think also partnering with our carriers. We have our carriers are all throughout the country, and creating partnerships with them, learning how to service them so we can better service our customers. Uh,
Gotcha.
Learning about all the different things and programs that our carriers offer has been a really cool experience so far. And I truly believe that is how we're going to grow, especially throughout the country.
Yeah, yeah. I know for firms like yourself, it's important to have the relationships with the community, but it's also really important to have the relationships with the carriers themselves and having those kind of cross-sell, upsell opportunities, but also ensuring you're getting people the right insurance. You need to make sure that your agents, I'm sure, are continually having conversations, taking these guys out to dinner, right, with the carriers to make sure like they can help in underwriting the potential business as well.
Yeah, I think that aspect is always there, but I also think that we do a lot of unique things. One of our agents who's focused on construction industry builders and remodelers, he teaches classes. He teaches classes to educate business owners on policies, and I think that was really cool. I didn't even know we did that, and how special how of him to do that and help people learn. That might not even be our customers. He's offering this, and I think that's much different. And when I found out about that, I was like, we need to get a video of you teaching, and we have it on the calendar. So that's the kind of stuff that I want to show everyone that we're doing. And really, it's the industry niches that need to know those things, and I think that's really important. And that's going to be one of the biggest social media strategies that we have this year.
Yeah, I love that. What you're trying to do is educate and inform the audience about areas of expertise, right? You're an industry expert on this specific industry, whether that's builders, whether that's any other industry you guys are partnering up with. Hey, I have a subject matter expert that focuses on these specific industries. How do we get that thought leader, out in the marketplace? One obviously way is, video, making sure that we can have a subject matter expert video where they're actually, telling, the market about who you guys are, what you do, why it's important to work with them, why we solve these challenges for these specific industries, and get that kind of where the fish are. And the fish are on YouTube, they're on Google, they're on Facebook. 2 billion people log into Facebook every single day. That's 40% of the internet. That social presence definitely needs to be a focus there, in addition to YouTube, which is the second largest search engine. So it's good you are focusing a little bit more on that video testimonial outreach, because I do think that does make a lot of sense for an organization like yourself. I know you said you're going to be out in the community. As we wrap things up here, what else do you want to share, or anything that you think maybe our listeners need to know about you or about the company that we haven't covered thus far, and maybe where people can find you as well?
Oh, for sure. I think one of the biggest takeaways uh, stepping into this role is how important it is to set up your website. If anyone else is listening for insurance experts, you need to invest in that, and you need to invest in quality copywriting and people who know what they're doing on your website. And I want to yell that all the time. You could spend thousands of dollars for an advertising campaign, but if you don't have the data to understand where those dollars are going, it's not worth it. You're never gonna know. And I think, patience about, your website grows over time as you optimize it. So that's something that I was super, super excited that they already had going on at this company. And if I could say anything, that would be my advice to everybody. Yeah, everyone should go check it out. It's cnsins.com. We have a lot of different educational tips and blogs. You can watch our About Me video about the first generation owners, which are the fathers of my leaders, and they met on a train when they were commuting to Boston, and they decided to start an agency. And I think that that's something we're very proud of. My leaders are two gentlemen, and those were their dads, and they built and keep growing their legacy. And I think, how special is that? And I've just been enjoying really everything about this new environment I've been in.
I love it. Yeah, family owned, family operated, 65 years in the making. Pretty unique. And I appreciate you sharing that piece of the story. And that's something like when I think about like I have family that runs a business. It was run by my uncle. He unfortunately passed away. My aunt runs it now. It's like that story is still there too. And I think there's value behind that as well. And then on top of that, you mentioned investing in the website, quality copywriting. I think there should be three focuses for any business who is looking at, their website as a lever to begin more conversations. First of which, branding. Like, I think that's number one, brand and brand awareness, making sure there's, a clear, picture to who you guys are. The second thing is where people can find you. So obviously doing SEO to ensure like, you're getting the things that people are searching for online, you guys are ranking for those things. So branding kind of plays in line with SEO to get that outreach out there. And then lastly is conversion. Your website has to be a conversion tool. It can't just be a brochure anymore. It has to be a place where people can start a conversation with you very easily, or to get information more easily, right? So there's plenty of tools and techniques to use in order to optimize the website for more conversations and more visibility into who you guys are and how to get a hold of you. So I think all of those kind of play into a way of, kind of telling that story about, why investing in the website. Ideally, all those things are leading to conversations, and those conversations are going to lead to sales and revenue. So I think if people think about those first and take those steps first, then all the rest will kind of come into play. So I love where you're thinking about this and kind of transitioning from hospitality into this new space, and how you're thinking about content and growing the organization, what the organization is doing as well to reduce friction, grow and scale, and become a leader in this space. So I appreciate your time and the story as well, Emily.
Well, thank you, Max. It's been a pleasure. I think that this is important. It's important to speak on what you do and what you're passionate about. And I really appreciate you inviting me for this discussion today.
You bet. Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed this. I know I've learned a little bit more about you and C&S, and we appreciate you being here, part of the Business Ninjas podcast.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, everyone, thank you so much for listening. That wraps up another episode of the Business Ninjas podcast. Thanks, and have a great rest of the day.